Niles, Illinois. Welcome to the first round of the Prep Bowl playoffs. It's the Leo Lions versus the Notre Dame Dons. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first round of the Prep Bowl playoffs. Danny Burke and Andrew Doback here with you tonight.
How's it going?
It's going to be a great night. It's cold. The crowd's a little thin. I'm a little surprised, but it is what it is, and we got a good matchup here for the first round of the Prep Bowl playoffs. So let's take a look inside at what we've got going on so far. It's two 3-6 teams, but two completely different 3-6 teams when you look at it in the grand scheme of things. Dons comes in with wins over DePaul, St. Viator, and St. Lawrence. But if you look at Leo's schedule, they're not at that caliber. The big wins there, Rich Township and DePaul Prep. They were able to beat Rich Township with their game-winning touchdown drive to end the game last week for Rich Township's homecoming week. So this is going to be interesting to see. Two 3-6 teams going at it, but really are at two completely different areas.
They definitely are. I'm definitely expecting a pretty solid game tonight. Any thoughts on score predictions for tonight?
You're getting ahead of yourself. But what I will tell you is that I am expecting a bit of a shootout game. I kind of got that in the St. Rita game 2 weeks ago. St. Rita putting up 4 touchdowns over the Dons. But watching these guys in warm-ups, Chris Lindo right now is taking snaps at quarterback for the Lions, but we also saw Matthew Harvey taking snaps. He's been their quarterback the last couple of weeks. James Akeels is out. He was hurt a couple of weeks ago. So it's going to be a little bit of a different offense, but watching Matthew Harvey throw during pregame, I got to say I was pretty impressed.
I was definitely paying attention to him. I was definitely impressed with his throwing skills as well.
Yeah, and one of the other things, too, is that he was really good with his receivers, consistently hitting him, and he was getting the ball out of his hands really quick. So that's going to be something to see, and see if that's going to be able to hold up against this front 7 Notre Dame Dons defense, which has been really, really good against weak offensive lines. But I'm not calling the Lions' offensive line weak. They've been pretty strong this season with some really big guys up front.
Definitely.
So, you look up and down the roster, I see a lot of 250s, 270s. You got a couple guys over 300, so these are well-built players that are defending the quarterback, defending the run game, and it's going to be very interesting to see these Dons try and penetrate that, because the bigger the guys, the harder they are to move.
Yeah.
So now we transition over to the Dons. They had a rough week last week against St. Rita, but they're looking to bounce back this week. 2 weeks ago they played St. Rita, did not play last week.
I have a feeling they'll bounce back this week.
And
just my prediction.
Yeah, I'm expecting them to play a little bit better too. I'm expecting them to play a little bit better too. One of the big things, though, that I'm really looking to see is just how well the offensive line plays again. They're down a couple of guys. Frank Salvage has been playing good on the line. We've seen a lot of good things from Patrick Colgan, Joe Dramati, Joe Murphy, we got to give a little shout-out to Tommy Shipman. He won Lineman of the Year in the CCL ESCC this season, so congratulations to Shipman. It's been a great year for the O-line, but they're really going to have to defend against a front 7 of the Lions and Jacoby Wilson, who caused them a lot of trouble last year. So with that, we got about a minute and a half left to go before we start things off here from Legends Field. We will turn things over to public address announcer Mr. Mike Marisi. We will be back after the national anthem. See you then.
gentlemen, welcome to Legends Field at Notre Dame Stadium. Please stand for a prayer by Notre Dame Principal, Mr. Dan Tully.
Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we welcome your presence here among us and your love alive in our community. We thank you for these two teams, these two schools, and for the chance to study and better understand the world around us. We come together in your name on this field in the spirit of brotherhood in the hopes of growing closer to you. We ask that you guide us to our best effort with safety for all. We thank you for your blessings of our men and women who serve our country near and far, and all those who request our prayers. Do not let us take these nights for granted, for we all come away winners in you. And as we don our school colors with pride, help us to be persons of faith, scholarship, and service. May Our Lady Notre Dame watch over us all. These things we pray in your name. Amen. Notre Dame, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please direct your attention to the field. Tonight's flag will be presented by the Notre Dame cheer squad. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing, remove your hats, and welcome the Notre Dame Resurrection Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Kyle Balzer, playing our national anthem.
And welcome back, everyone. It's Don's Football Prep Bowl Playoffs.
I did not think we'd be back here in the press box.
Yeah, I didn't either. But
Glad to be back.
The athletic directors said otherwise, and I can't say I'm very upset about that. So welcome, everyone, to some more football, because why couldn't we use more football? Am I right?
Yeah, we could always use a little more football.
And we can't go wrong with more ball. So Dons won the toss. They are deferring to the second half, so the Leo Lions are going to receive the kickoff. We got Marcus Ray and can't tell who else is back there. I think that is Merrick Sample that is also back to receive.
Merrick Sample.
Yep.
And Mark
Yep, so I was right. So it is Sample and Ray that are back to receive. A.J. Shinnick will kick it away, and we'll get things started with playoffs. There you go. We got a nice new box up here that we can't say we're very pleased about, but
we're making it work.
We're making it work. It's my laying spot for the night, so this should be interesting to see how this goes. A makeshift student section down there.
Smaller than normal.
Smaller than normal, but you know what? It'll work. A.J. Shinnick to kick it away. I always find it crazy how he only stands about 6 feet away from the ball to kick it off, and he still manages to get it about 40 yards down the field.
That is pretty impressive.
It's incredible. I don't know how he does it, because who thought that they would be able to replace Matt Murphy after all his great years of kicking here when he graduated, and then Shinnick comes in and
he's been doing really well.
He's been doing awesome.
And
I remember the DePaul game. I was there, and
I can't wait to see what
he was hitting during warm-ups about 40 yards out, which is pretty good.
That is. I can't wait to see how much he improved for next season. You know what I mean?
Easily. We can't say he's at Connor Talty status if you were with us 2 weeks ago, but
he's pretty impressive.
Oh man, watching him work was pretty incredible. We got a handoff here. Marcus Ray, not much there. So it is Chris Lindo that is quarterbacking, the senior from Lindblom Park. We had seen the last couple of weeks for the Lions that it was Matthew Harvey that was taking the snaps, but they were sharing it with Lindo. James Akeels and Harvey are the only listed quarterbacks on the roster for the Lions, but we're seeing a little Denver Broncos 2020 here with all the quarantine quarterbacks, and they play a listed wide receiver as quarterback. But watching him in the pregame, I can say he was pretty impressive, and he was really sharp with his passes, getting it out really quick, and I think that was something we were looking to see. Dons with the blitz. Pass is broken up. Nate Garnhart. Nate Garnhart had a really nice game 2 weeks ago. He had that pick six, which ended up being the only score of the game for the Dons. But after a rough game with St. Lawrence, he really turned it around 2 weeks ago, and he's wound up looking really, really solid in the past couple of games. And I think that's more for him to build on as we work towards the remainder of the season. With this tournament, we really haven't even talked about this tournament at all. So
I really don't know a whole lot about this tournament.
All we know is that if the Dons keep winning, they keep playing here. They are the number 1 overall seed. St. Lawrence is the number 2. We do not know who the number 3 is. We think that it's going to be a state playoff team that could get added in later. As Lindo's going to run with this, and these design quarterback runs really are something that we got to keep in mind here tonight for Lindo. As Mike Pantazis with a nice tackle as the punt group will come out. We got to look for these design quarterback runs for Chris Lindo because he is listed as a wide receiver and a defensive back. So this is a guy that you got to think that has speed. So
you got to expect that he's going to try and be able to run the ball.
You got to expect that the Leo coaches, you got to think that Mike Holmes, the offensive coordinator, has designed some of these plays for him.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you on that.
William Anderson is back to punt. That one's high. Garnhart calling for it. That's going to take a Dons bounce, and the Lions are going to down it at around the 48-yard line. That was Joshua Burks that called that one down. And now we have to see Ender Riccardi and this Dons offense. They were silenced last week against a very tough St. Rita defense, and they're looking for some redemption. But back to what we were saying about this Prep Bowl tournament. The number 3 team, there is a number 3 team.
We're unsure of who it is.
We are unsure of who it is because we are pretty sure it's a state playoff team. So if they lose, they have another way to keep playing, which is always what you want to see. Carmel Catholic is number 4, De La Salle number 5, Marion Central is number 6, and then Leo number 7. As they give it to Randazzo to start off. Wow, nice pancake there by Joe Giamatti. And that's going to wind up probably being the hardest 5 yards that Colin Randazzo is ever going to get in his life. That was a nice run.
That was a very good run.
So one of the things that we really got to look for tonight for the Lions is Jacoby Wilson. He caused a lot of trouble last year for the Dons. Wilson this year, whoa, it's a little windy. Wilson this year coming in at 310, 6'4". He's a senior. And I do remember last year as that pass dropped by Frankie Ricciardi. I do remember last year he got hurt at about the third quarter, and he was, I think he was out for a good 20 minutes, and then eventually got back in towards the end of the game. But, you know, he was a huge pass rusher for the Lions, and he caused a lot of problems for that offensive line. Last year's offensive line was pretty solid. Not to say that this year's line isn't good. I mean, these guys are one of the best in the business. They give Enzo Ricciardi a ton of time. We're trying to get him to jump, and it looked like they did, but it wasn't called. Randazzo is going to get the first down. That'll move the sticks.
The result of the play, first down for Notre Dame.
Oh, we lost a camera feed. Nice. Anyway, back to the game as producer Berg gets back into it. Oh, look at that. Enzo faking everyone out. Marked down at the 24.
What a
I didn't see that one coming.
16-yard gain for the Dons.
Big gain there for Enzo. So, yeah, looks like we lost one of our camera feeds. Good thing we still have one left. Wonder if it got knocked out upstairs.
Always.
It's literally hanging. It's quite literally hanging right above us. So it could fall from my head, fall on my head really quickly. So we'll see if that ends up working the rest of the night. I doubt it, but we'll see what happens.
Here we go.
I was waiting for a delay of game there. Ricciardi's pass is way out of reach for the other Ricciardi.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 29, Francesco Ricciardi.
So that'll bring up second down and 10.
It'll be second down for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Out comes Frankie, and in comes Emmanuel Amisu. This guy's got a lot of talent. He's looking for a touchdown or two today. I would love to see
a
Monty touchdown. Randazzo pushing his way through. It looks like a gain of 3. So we got third down and 7 coming up for the Dons. And this begs the situation. Do you think this is 4-down territory, Andrew?
I'm not quite sure. I'm going to be totally transparent with you on that.
We'll see what the offense is thinking if they're not able to convert here on third down. And that's kind of been the struggle this year for the Dons is third down conversions. And especially third down and long has been part of the struggle bus. Rolls out. Pass is way overhead of Amisu. So it'll be fourth down. And it looks like they're leaving the offense out there. So they wind up calling it 4th and 8. It'll work.
It'll be fourth down for Notre Dame from the Leo 22-yard line.
As the headset continues to fall off. I'm wearing 2 sweatshirts, hat. It's cold.
It is.
It's going to get colder next week.
Thankfully, if the Dons win tonight, when would we be playing next week? Friday?
Probably Friday, I would assume. Deep pass, and that is through the hands of Amisu. Oh, he had that one. And that would have been a highlight reel catch for Emmanuel. Oh, man.
That was like...
He's going to want that one back.
Oh, yeah.
It's a light crowd, but it's an energetic crowd. I'll give them that.
Yeah, the cheerleaders are definitely keeping things energized.
They're trying.
But just looking out at
they're all wearing pants for once. I remember 2 weeks ago it was still a
weather.
cooler game, and they were, I think maybe 2 of them had leggings on. And I was up here thinking, what is wrong with you? You've got more of the crosswind than I do. It's just on my face.
Yeah, we're shielded from like waist down here, but
yeah. Deep pass and broken up. That was Garnhart. Great play by Nate. And those 50-50 balls are going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, we just
Lindo passing down to Merrick Sample. That's one of the guys we got to keep a lookout here tonight for Leo. And really get to see a little bit of Lindo's arm there. You know, coming in, we don't really know what to expect because we've never seen him play before. The last time Leo was here, James Akeels was the starting quarterback, obviously not playing tonight because he is hurt. And I got to say, I like Lindo's arm strength. That was pretty good.
That was, but blocked by Garnhart. But
Nate Garnhart, man.
He's been
a catalyst the last couple of weeks. There goes Marcus Ray. And he'll be marked about a yard short. So it looks like we got 3rd down and 1 coming up. Phil Johnson on that tackle. 9-yard gain. And 3rd down coming up with just under 8 minutes to go. It's a scoreless game from Legends Field in the first round of the Prep Bowl playoffs.
The game is still young.
We've got a couple other games we got to watch for tonight. Carmel and De La Salle playing, and then St. Lawrence and Marion Central. Dons will be, or the winner of this game, Dons are the Lions. That's a 1st down. As it appears, yes it is. Jack Doherty with the tackle. Dons or the Lions win this game. They will face off against Carmel or De La Salle. If the Dons win, it is a home game for them. If the Lions win, they will have to travel, so they will either go to
De La Salle or Carmel.
De La Salle or Carmel. Way to pick that up.
Yep.
After doing no research.
Yeah. Well,
Calling you out. Calling you out. Well, you didn't even know you were doing this until like
last night.
Last
like 9
night.
o'clock.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Looks like Lindo. Look at that. Chris Lindo breaking through the trenches.
Down at the 43-yard line.
He just refused to go down, and it winds up being an 8-yard gain. That was pretty impressive.
I just see him just yeet right through the crowd.
He just hops right through the lines.
That was fun to watch.
So, why is Hank Friedrich not here? Well, that's because he's working tonight. He's at the Piggery. He's at the family restaurant. They're celebrating their 1-year anniversary tonight.
So you called in the reinforcements.
You were probably going to get in this game anyway, but
not 3 quarters.
It's awesome that the Friedrich family has such an amazing business in the Piggery. Looks like there's some miscommunication up on the front 7. And now a flag is thrown. And I think they're going to get, false start on the Lions.
I could have called that.
Lindo's like, what is happening? So we'll try that one again.
Take 2.
Hey, we got our camera feedback. It's not up right now, but we got it back. Nice. So they call illegal motion. I was thinking false start.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, so it's 2nd and 7 now. But it's great that Hank's got that family business. The Friedrich kids working there tonight. Shout out to them, both great people. And we also got a shout out Hank committing to Benedictine University to play college ball. So big win for Windy City baseball program, Notre Dame baseball. Getting a great guy in Hank Friedrich for the next 4 years. 2nd down and 7 from the 37-yard line. Lindo pitches off. It's going to be Rayshawn Davidson. Has the 1st down, still looking for more, and he's knocked out at
looks like
midfield. So the ball keeps moving. 1st down for the Lions. 5:30 left to go here in the first quarter. And
scoreless first quarter.
Leo's putting together a pretty solid drive here.
They are. That last drive was a gain of about 13 yards. It was a strong gain for them, to say the least.
It was a rough first drive, that's for sure, but they have certainly pushed up, and now they're at midfield.
And it looks like they're not going to get very far.
Nope. Mike Pantazis coming through with another one. And that linebacking group, oh, man, those guys are so tough. Pat Prozel, Mike Pantazis, and Randy Russ, they've been some
great guys this year.
Great players. And the ironic thing is that they've all been hurt. No, not Prozel. Prozel has not been hurt. But Russ and Pantazis have all missed some snaps this season due to injury. And the fact that they're still going here in Week 11 is crazy. Lindo throwing deep, and that one is over the head of Kevin Jackson.
Good job to Nate Garnhart on the coverage there.
Nate Garnhart, man.
That's a name,
name
that we've been mentioning a lot the last few weeks.
We have. But, I mean, that ball just, it was clearly overthrown. It didn't look like that Jackson really had a chance at getting that. And it winds up just being an incompletion. And now it's 3rd down and long.
3rd and 8 from the 48-yard line there.
Way to read the board.
Yeah. That is one thing I know how to do.
You got that down. Pass downfield, getting up, and intercepted. Jack Doherty. Ball is loose. Did he get back on top of it? Leo says they have it.
The ball was intercepted by number 3, Jack Doherty.
That was a great interception by Doherty, but
there's some conversation. And it is Leo's ball, so Jack Doherty coughs it up, and Leo takes it back, and it winds up only being about a 6-yard gain after all that. But Jack Doherty is going to get credit for the interception.
It was a great attempt there by Jack.
So it's 1st down. Yeah, that was good call there. It clearly got out of Doherty's hands, and it looks like actually Lindo fell on top of that. And that reminds me a lot of Taylor Heineke's play against the Green Bay Packers. And I mean, I've watched a lot of Taylor Heineke since his Tampa Bay start, and that was by far one of the greatest games that I've ever seen for the Washington football team. But Taylor Heineke is just all over the place, and he reminds me a lot of Joe Giamatti. And taking out Garnhart, and it looks like Pat Prozel ganging up there on Rayshawn Davidson to knock him out. So that's going to be a loss of, it looks like, 5 yards, 6 yards. So 2nd and 16 coming up for the Lions. And, you know, Taylor Heineke, he gets all over the field. There was one rushing play where he ended up recovering a fumble from Antonio Gibson, and it allowed Washington to keep the football. And Lindo kind of reminded me of Taylor Heineke right there, even though it wasn't necessarily the same thing as Leo calls timeout. We'll stay on. It reminded me a lot of him because he's not just sitting back in the tackle box. He's getting out of the tackle box. He's moving up. He's making himself a part of the play. He's not just saying that even though I've let go of the ball, doesn't mean my job is done. I keep going.
Yep.
And now it's backflip time.
Back.
So, yeah, go backflips.
Too bad we can't do backflips in here.
I don't want to try and do a backflip. That would not end well. Me doing a backflip just in open space would not be good.
You could do it.
Absolutely not.
On a trampoline?
Nope. No. My body can't go that way.
I can't.
You also got to give some congratulations to you, Andrew, for golf this year.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I was a conference qualifier this year, but as Coach Peterson said last night at the award ceremony, that my score at conference was comparable to the temperatures at Death Valley in July. Did you hear about that, or is this the first time you're hearing
No,
about it?
you told me it about a couple minutes before we went on air. I don't know golf, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
That's a terrible thing.
Isn't the goal in golf to get a low score?
Yeah. If you want low scores, Sam Scully's your guy.
Oh, man, Sam Scully's good. Marcus Ray able to get some of that English is hard. Able to get some of those yards back. It looks like it's a gain of about, they only give him about 5 yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and 10. It looks like he got a little more, but, again, can't really see from where we're at. So it ends up being a gain of 6, 3rd and 10. Sam Scully.
He was a sectional qualifier. We had 3 sectional qualifiers.
3 sectional qualifiers.
Sam
Scully, Matthew Halupka, and
Jake Stefanowicz.
That's right. I was about to say Jack Chipman, but I'm like, no, Chipman's not that good.
Hey, Chipman did qualify for regionals beyond conference
Yes,
final.
Yes, he did.
We also had Mario Gomez and
the baseball team likes to make fun of Jack Chipman and Max McGovern. Oh, Max McGovern's awesome.
Max. He's a fun fact.
Lindo tries to get rid of it and incomplete. Hit the ground first.
Intended for Rayshawn Davidson.
Way to look out for it. So it's going to be 4th down. And looks like this is not going to be a punting situation for the Lions. Lindo getting some instruction from the coaches, but the kicker's out there. William Anderson's out there. So they are going to pull the offense off the field. And it's going to be a punt. Garnhart is lined up at about the 15-yard line. Not able to see it on your screen. Now he's moving up a little bit, hanging out, waiting for something.
Just chilling out there.
Yeah, he's just kind of chilling. It's a good snap.
Good snap.
It's a spiraling punt. And fair catches at the 22. I remember a play last year during the spring season where Leo was punting out of the south end zone, and the snap was botched, so the kicker, he got it back up. He rolled out to his left, and he ended up trying to kick it again. I think it got blocked because it only went like 20 yards. It didn't go very far, but we were all laughing at it because it's like he tried to kick it twice. And it you know what it reminded me of? There was an NFL kicker. It was the Seahawks kicker. I can't remember his name now. As there goes Randazzo. Flag is thrown. There was a kicker. I think it was Brandon Dixon. I think was his name. His punt got blocked. He ended up getting it back. It was blocked. He ended up rolling into his left, and then he kicked it again, and it ended up being a bomb of a punt. It was crazy, blowing the internet up.
3 minutes left here in the quarter. Score is 0-0 at the moment.
So Dons get penalized on a holding call. So that's going to move them back. Looks like 1st and 20 coming up for the Dons. So, Andrew, how are you feeling about your Packers this weekend?
You know what? I have a good feeling about about this game. Even though Rodgers is out, I still think we could pull this off against the Chiefs this weekend.
You be the judge of that.
Just especially looking at the record of the Packers and the Chiefs so far. The Packers are currently 7-1, and the Chiefs are 4-4.
Nice carry there about Randaz. I am not a Packers fan. I hope that has been known. I hate the Packers. But I have followed them all season. I've watched like half their games because I'm genuinely interested in how they play.
The game against the Cardinals was?
That game was awesome. I watched that game. Was a lot of fun. I also watched the Washington game. That was a good game.
Yep. The game against the Bears, of course.
I don't think I watched any of that game. I think I was working that afternoon.
I watched it. Obviously, it was a win for the Packers.
Yep. But I'm interested to see how Jordan Love plays. You know, he's been pretty much sitting the last 2 years, and the only time he's gotten is in the preseason. Ricciardi, deep pass, and out of the reach of Adam Gallagher. Just a little too high for Gallagher. Gallagher comes in at 5'11", And that seemed like something someone 6'4" would have to catch. Maybe A.J. Sanula would have gotten that one. A little high.
I definitely would not have got that one if I was out there.
No way. No way.
I don't think I would catch any of these.
I don't think you'd be playing football.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a cut for football?
Actually, no.
But I'd be sidelined.
Yes, you would. 3rd down and 10 now. But Jordan Love has barely played, and when he has played, he's played against practice squad defenses. Pass from Ricciardi, another deep one. This one for Amisu, and he's got it. Emmanuel Amisu coming down with it at the 43-yard line. What a catch. And now there's a fight
going
for
on.
it.
Fight.
It was clearly brought down by Amisu. Wow, what a catch.
That was from what, at least 30 yards? 40-yard
wow,
catch?
32-yard catch for Emmanuel Amisu. He's getting the love from the crowd. He told me this afternoon he was expecting a big game. And that 32-yard catch just freed Monty from his prison.
Yeah.
Some confusion from the sideline. First down with 1:30 left to go here in the first quarter. Movement from the Lions, not called. Pass downfield is caught. Touchdown, Frankie Ricciardi.
Wow, what a play there.
Frankie Ricciardi wide open in the check down, and he winds up taking that one in for a 43-yard touchdown for the Dons, and it's a 6-0 game.
That was a pretty impressive play. I saw him open down there, and I'm thinking to myself, this one's coming right for him, and he's going to catch it.
Enzo Ricciardi saw his brother wide open in the flat, and he took advantage. Nobody near him, and he catches it in for 6. That's high, and now a flag is thrown, so they tried for a fake 2-point attempt. And it's going to be against the Lions. Okay.
You know, I have to say, every time you mention the Lions, I automatically think of
the
St.
Detroit
Viator.
Lions.
No.
Oh, I thought you were thinking of the Detroit Lions.
No, I was thinking of St. Viator Lions. Every time, the Detroit Lions, I forget their team.
So there is a flag on the play. Whoa. There is a flag on the play. It is against the Lions based on the officials' actions, and I think now they're trying to sort out what the penalty is going to be. And now we see the receivers coming in. Joe Delia, Colin Randazzo, Adam Gallagher, A.J. Sanula all coming in. I have not seen Enzo Ricciardi come in. And it looks like they're going to go for a Wildcat 2-point conversion. This had worked a couple of times before.
It's worked on the...
And now another flag is thrown, false start. So this is going to push them back 5 yards. And now it looks like the extra point group, and now the field goal group's going to come in.
So going back to that 2-point conversion, it worked on the sophomore game against Rita when I was on here with Caden. That was a good call at the time by Coach Mike Jankowski.
Well, the problem is now they had movement on the front, so now this is going to be extra point attempts for A.J. Shinnick. It's going to end up being a 24-yard attempt. Usually it's 19. And it's good. It was curling a little bit to the left, and he knocks it through. 7-0. Well, after all that, the Dons are now up by 1 score. We also got a couple of new guys up here tonight for the varsity team. I see 3 or 4 white helmets.
We have on the sheet here Ryan Losick, number 60, Ricky Russ, 63.
I heard Anthony Thome also, and Nate Spandy area, I'm pretty sure. We'll see if they get in at all.
I would love to see them get in.
I would love to see them get in too, but that also makes it 10 times harder on us because we don't know who they are.
A.J. Shinnick will kick off for Notre Dame.
1:20 left to go. Oops. Shinnick with the kickoff. His Sample. Oh! How about that move by Merrick Sample? Winds up taking that one out for about 13 yards.
Taken down by number 23, Michael Keenan.
And Mike Keenan brought down that play.
Mike Keenan getting all conference this year. Got a couple all conference guys on the offense. Colin Randazzo, Frankie Ricciardi, and then Tommy Shipman, who also won Lineman of the Year for the entire conference. On the defensive side, Carl Schmalz and Mike Keenan coming home with all conference honor. So congratulations to those 5. I was really expecting to see Matthew Harvey getting in, but looks like they're sticking with Chris Lindo here. And I got to say, I'm a little bit surprised considering how Harvey played last week against Rich. And a nice run there by Rayshawn Davidson. There's 2 Davidsons, matter of fact. There's Rayshawn Davidson and Rayon Davidson. Rayon Davidson is a senior, and Rayshawn is a junior. Rayon is number 23. I don't think we've seen him in yet, but something to mention. With 33 seconds left in the quarter, I don't think they're going to be. Oh, looks like they're going to run one more play. Or maybe call it quits. And Lindo pushing up through. And I've seen some disgust from the Notre Dame sideline.
Number 10, Mike Pantassis. The result of the play, a first down for Leo.
Now the second time that Lindo's been able to push up through the middle.
From their own 48-yard line.
And it looks like they're just going to let the clock run out here.
Yep, looks like it. So we're going to head off to the second quarter. We'll catch you all on the other side. And welcome back. It's time for the second quarter. It's the Berg and Dobek podcast. Oh, wait, no, that's just with Caden. Oops.
We don't have a podcast just yet.
We don't have a podcast yet.
Maybe for next year we'll have something, but I feel like the podcast is more for soccer games because.
Well, yeah, because we.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what we're talking about. Hey, we've learned some things, so we're making progress.
Gotta give. Speaking of soccer, shout out to them for just overall a really good season.
Nice pass there to Merrick Sample, and it looks like he's going to get about a 7-yard gain out of that one. But, yeah, to expand on that, Soccer Dons fell in their super sectional game on Tuesday to Grays Lake Central. And if it makes them feel any better, Grays Lake Central lost today at a triad. So even though it was the Final Four game, they still lost. So maybe it makes the loss hurt a little bit less. Or, depending on who you're thinking about, if Grays Lake Central ended up going all the way, you could say that losing to a state-winning team, maybe not the worst thing in the world. However, they get a ton of credit for how they played this year. Pass completed. Austin Ford getting his first target of the game. And it'll be a first down for the Lions. And slow to get up is Ford. Randall Russ. I call him Randall.
I call him Mr. Russ.
Or I call him Russell sometimes. Randall Russell.
Randall Russell, I like that.
Anyway, arguably the best team that they've ever had. It's 23 wins I think they had. this year. Conference champions. They went undefeated in conference. They won the Irish Cup. They won the Don Raider Cup. Regional champions, sectional champions. They came home with a lot of hardware this year. They also came home with the Player of the Year for the ESCC, Paul Harris, as that's going to be a 9-yard game for Marcus Ray. And
Funny you mentioned Paul Harris. It was when I shadowed here my 8th grade year, I shadowed Paul.
Did you know?
Yeah.
I shadowed Connor O'Boyle, who I'm still waiting to see get in. Or maybe he...
He was in, and then he was...
Oh, was he? I didn't even notice.
He was in earlier, but then when they were in the end zone over there...
Yeah, Connor O'Boyle finally getting back after a really nasty ankle injury before the season even started. And then they lost Howard Williams.
Chris Lindo's pass incomplete, intended for number 10, Merrick Sample. Number 23, Mike Keenan on the coverage. It'll be 3rd down for Leo from the Notre Dame 27-yard line. Rayshawn Davidson on the carry, taken down by number 10, Mike Pantassis. It'll be 4th down for Leo from the Notre Dame 26-yard line. Lindo on the keeper, forced out by number 20, Jaleel Johnson. The result of the play, 1st down for Leo. 1st down for Leo from the Notre Dame 21-yard line. Marcus Ray on the carry, taken down by number 88, Kyle Schmaltz. He's 2nd down for Leo from the Notre Dame 25-yard line. Marcus Ray on the carry, taken down by number 8, Pat Prozel, and number 51, James Keenan. It'll be 3rd down for Leo from the Notre Dame 20-yard line. Lindo's pass incomplete, intended for number 10, Merrick Sample. Number 23, Mike Keenan on the coverage. It'll be 4th down for Leo from the Notre Dame 20-yard line. Timeout, Leo. That's their second timeout.
Anyway, ball was, I think they're going to call that a strip sack. Mike Bolin with the recovery, so ultimately I don't really think it matters. Despite the ball coming out, it is what it is. And it's 1st down for the Dons from the 24. With about 7 minutes left. They got plenty of time. They got all their timeouts, so they can really run their offense.
Leo only has
one
timeout left.
Oh, yep, 1 timeout left for the Lions. Jack, change the timeouts for Leo when you get a chance. 1st down for the Dons. Ricciardi rolls out. Lots of pressure, and he's sacked. Oh, man. That's a 14-yard sack. And that's been, I don't like criticizing Enzo. He's had a
terrific
spectacular season, but that's the one thing for him that I've been saying every single week that he has to get better about recognizing pressure and not let that happen, because it's 2nd and forever now. It looks like it's 2nd and 24 or something like that, 34. It's a long way away. They got a lot of work to do. That's the one thing, though, that he has to recognize when to throw the ball away. It's 2nd and 30.
Vincenzo Ricciardi on the keeper, taken down by number 20, Isaiah Knox. It'll be 3rd down for Notre Dame. From their own 14-yard line. The flag on the play, offside against Leo. Vincenzo Ricciardi on the keeper, taken down by number 3, Kevin Jackson. It'll be 4th down for Notre Dame. Dylan Desenfonts is in the punt for Notre Dame. Chris Lindo back to receive for Leo. Number 10, Merrick Sample, saves the kick. There's a penalty on the play. Penalty was against Leo. The result of the penalty, a 1st down for Notre Dame. Alan Randazzo on the carry, taken down by number 45, Joshua Burks. Be 2nd down for Notre Dame from their own 45, from their own 40-yard line. Francesco Ricciardi on the carry, taken down by number 9, Tim Durr. It'll be 3rd down for Notre Dame from their own 43-yard line. On the carry, taken down by number 9, Tim Durr. The result of the play, 1st down for Notre Dame. 1st down for Notre Dame from the Leo 40-yard line. Randazzo on the carry, forced out by number 20, Isaiah Knox. There's a flag on the play. The penalty was against Leo on sportsmanlike conduct. It'll be 1st down for Notre Dame from the Leo 16-yard line. Francesco Ricciardi on the carry, taken down by number 5, Chris Lindo. It'll be second down for Notre Dame from the Leo 14-yard line. Francesco Ricciardi on the carry, taken down by number 20, Isaiah Knox. A.J. Shinnick's kick is good. The score, Notre Dame 14, Leo 0. Marcus Ray and Merrick Sample back to receive for Leo. A.J. Shinnick will kick off for Notre Dame. The kick was recovered by number 23, Mike Cannon. The first down for Notre Dame from the Leo 33-yard line. Randazzo on the carry, taken down by number 5, Chris Lindo. Vincenzo Ricciardi's pass complete to number 12, Adam Gallagher. Result of the play, first down for Notre Dame. Timeout Notre Dame, that's their first.
And we are back. And just like that, Ricciardi pass completed. Durkin. And a nice catch there by Kevin Durkin. A timeout is going to be used. And just like that, we're heading back off to break.
Timeout Notre Dame, that's their second timeout.
All right, so we come back.
A second time?
We'll probably come back for a third time pretty soon. And maybe not just yet. There's some conversation going on the ND sideline between head coach Hen
and two of the refs.
Now 3 of the refs. So something's going on. So not pleased about something. I don't know what, but and does it matter? I don't know. So 25 seconds left here in the first half. Ricciardi with the snap, pass. Is that a catch? Yes, it is. AJ Stanula, and falling out of bounds, saves that timeout. Great catch for a first down. Taking the shot to the end zone, and it is caught. Nate Garnhart. Who says I only play defensive back? Garnhart with the touchdown completion, and it's 20-0. And with 17 seconds left, the Downs are going to go into halftime, barring a miraculous drive down the field from the Lions, going up by 3 touchdowns. And that was a great sequence there.
From Ricciardi to
Ricciardi to Garnhart. He found Garnhart wide open. He did have a defender in coverage, but he didn't really have a chance at it. And he had some movement up at the front. Leo had some nice pressure, but regardless, it's 21-0. Can you tell the guys downstairs that we're going to use them for band, I think? Closer camera. We can stay with that. So, 17 seconds left, and we'll see if the Lions wind up doing anything.
Or if they just let the clock run out.
They might just do that, but the thing is that they might, knowing the arms that we've seen from the Lions thus far, they have some pretty decent arms from their quarterbacks. If they're able to get the ball in decent field position, get a shot down the field, they could try and go for a field goal and maybe not go in a halftime shutout. But Shinnick says that might not happen. It's caught at the 22, and Sample is going down the sideline and is knocked out around the 45. It was a great run by Merrick Sample. So they have a chance. You know, it's going to have to be a quick pass. They're going to need maybe about 25 yards on this play, and they can get into field goal position, or they can just take the knee and head into the locker room down 21. But I don't think they're gonna want to do that. I think they're going to
try. I
think that's the intention, especially with them huddling up. Dons look like they're only going to bring 3. They do have 4 linebackers and 4 defensive backs. And only 3 on the line. Garnhart's going to play man-on-man, it looks like. So they are going to go with the pass. There is a new quarterback in. Still on his feet. 5 seconds. Brought down. And I think they got the timeout in.
That was Austin Ford who was brought down.
And unknown at quarterback. Number 4 is in. So they get that timeout. And there's...
with 1 second to go.
1.7 seconds left. So this is probably a situation where I would bring Chris Lindo back into the game. He's already taken a couple of shots. It's 45 yards. You got a chance. And now I think I saw Austin Ford struggling to the bench on the Leo sideline. So let's see what that ends up being. It looks like they're going to leave Mr. Unknown in at quarterback.
Yeah, we have no idea who that is.
We do not know who that is. I would imagine that they're going to try and take a shot. I mean, why not? What's the worst that can happen?
You don't make it.
Well, that or you get an interception. So Mr. Unknown has Ray to his left. He's going to take his shot down the field. And almost a one-handed interception for Michael Keenan. So that's going to take us into halftime. The Dons leading 21-0. We'll see you on the other side.
Let's have a nice hand for the Notre Dame Resurrection Band.
appreciate the commitment, man.
Let's hear it for the Notre Dame Resurrection Band.
Y'all good?
Yeah.
Okay. And welcome back. It's good to be back, and I'm joined by
Caden Frawley. I'm
Caden
back.
Frawley. It's the Bergen Frawley podcast. Welcome back, guys. It's great to be back. So we got a game. There's a game going on.
Oh, yeah.
Caden's been playing in the band, so he probably hasn't been paying much attention.
Yeah, very cold.
It is very cold.
It's not too bad, but when you're not moving around.
Mr. Kadamatori. Quarter's wrong.
Well, we got 21-0 here.
And apparently it's the fourth quarter according to the scoreboard.
Sorry.
So I'm going to keep yelling at him.
Yeah, so both teams came in
Someone do it.
3-6 before this game, and Don's clearly right now with the advantage, 21-0. And it seems like they do have the momentum. And I thought it was going to be much more of a even, close game, just because they were pretty matched up. They were matched up pretty evenly.
Oh, we lost McKay. McKay's gone. Our producer's
Wow.
gone. Where
right.
where did he go?
Not a good start.
Yeah, great start. Okay, so we don't have a producer, so I'm gonna help produce. I'm gonna be producing a little bit. This should be interesting.
I'll talk a lot and make
Yeah.
sure that if you need help.
McKay was up here and then he disappeared. and Tim too. Tim is supposed to be up here too, and they're both not here.
Now they're
Great.
yelling at each other.
Why are they down there? I don't know why they're downstairs. They're both downstairs for whatever reason. They're co-producing from the sideline. What is happening? Oh my goodness.
What a mess.
Why are they down there?
He's working on his film thing.
Okay, so McKay's not hanging around, so it's going to be we got a new producer. That was weird. And Caden brought up Cheetos, so
No, that wasn't me. Dylan Dulles. Oh boy.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting after the game ordeal. Oh man. Start things off with a handoff to Randazzo, and not going to go very far with that. If you hear random crunching during this, just know it's probably me. I'm kidding. It's not me. That was a very interesting 2 minutes about just. Oh, and look, now we got another producer. Wow. Okay, so that happened.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Yeah.
So now we got some confusion up on the offensive line. Kind of goes with the theme of the night with us. Handoff, it's Randazzo again. He'll push through, and not much there.
Yeah, so as I was saying before, I was expecting kind of a closer game, maybe touchdown ND, touchdown Leo, just back and forth all game, but clearly 21-0, that has not been the case.
Oh, so you were expecting defense?
Yeah.
I was thinking the other way around. I was thinking more offensive tonight. I kind of have to say I was expecting a little more from the Lions this far. They had a couple good drives that they've stalled late, and that onside kick that led to the third touchdown definitely did not help. 3rd and 8, Ricciardi, deep drop back, and finds Frankie, but it's going to be a little short. Looks like they're going to mark it a yard short, and looks like as of right now they're going to go for it. They leave the offense on the field. We also got a shout out. 4th and 2, never mind. Got to shout out one of our favorite journal and topics writers, Dion Martirano, who's watching right now. He's doing a lot tonight. He's got football to cover. He's got soccer to cover. He's probably got some girls volleyball to cover too for the area. Busy night for Dion, and glad he's checking in with us tonight. I got to say, we do look good on Twitter. So thank you, Dion, for watching tonight. 4th and 2, it's Destin Fontes back to punt. The wide receiver turned kicker, and now a flag is thrown. It looks like it's a neutral zone infraction. So the offense heads back out. How about that?
Yeah,
so Destin Fontes, looks like Joe Giamatti able to get a draw.
feel like that's been happening a lot for Leo tonight. Just calls that, resulted in.
Yeah, not a great night for the Lions thus far in terms of penalties. They had a unsportsmanlike conduct that got up to 15 yards. They've had a couple of movement penalties as well. And that's just a game they can't really afford to play. Oh, look at that.
Keep pushing through for a first down.
Oh, my. Don't push him. I'm not done.
The result of the play, first down for Notre Dame.
So why don't you take over for a couple minutes, Kate? I'm going to take a look at a game that we got to look at.
What would that be?
De La Salle and Carmel.
Ah.
There goes Randazzo up the middle.
Yeah, so I'll try my best.
Well, let's see.
So, yeah, if the Dons do win, which is looking likely, who would they play depending
Either
on
Carmel or De La Salle.
Okay, so that is that game.
It
That's
would be
what I
a
was
home
wondering.
game. I'm trying to find a score, but I'm not seeing anything yet. Yeah, nothing. Nothing yet. I'm going to keep poking around on some pages. Look at that little bear crawl by Frankie. Yeah, no update yet. Yeah, I'm going to check in with Dion. Let's see if he's got anything. Hey, Dion, if you're listening right now, here we go. Dion says, thanks for the shout out. Keep up the good work. Enjoying the mystery of the missing producers. Hey, Dion, shoot me a text. Can you find out what's going on at Carmel De La Salle? That'd be good for us. I'd like to see what's going on in that because I don't really know where to look, and I really don't have the time to do it. So, Dion, if you're hearing this, please let me know. I hope he does hear this. What reason does he have not to watch us? What else does he have going on in his life that's important? Obviously his job. Oh, look at Randazzo cutting corners. It's not going to amount to much, and I think forward progress is going to move him up maybe a yard at best.
Yeah, not the greatest carry right there.
Yeah. It was good penetration, though, by the Lions' defensive line, and, I had talked about Jacoby Wilson a lot. It seems like they've neutralized him for the most part tonight, which is interesting because I kind of expected Jacoby Wilson to play pretty well, and I really haven't. I really haven't seen too much out of him, out of like big impact plays. But Marshawn Durr, the freshman, with a nice stop there. On third down, hits Randazzo, tries to evade the tackle, and he does. Stays on his feet. And that's not going to be enough. It's about 2 yards short. Broke the tackle from Chris Lindo, the quarterback. And he winds up getting taken down by Timothy Durr. So we got a couple. No, it doesn't look like they're brothers. I was thinking, maybe. They went to different grade schools, though. Marshawn Durr's a freshman. Timothy Durr is a junior, so maybe. So they end up running it. Randazzo on the Wildcat. And it looks like they got enough.
Yeah.
Yep. When Carl Schmalz comes out on offense, it's a Wildcat. I think that should be a giveaway. I see Carl coming out there, and I'm like, yep.
Oh, maybe. Oh, no, it is. Never mind. Sorry.
He's right there.
Okay. Okay.
Carl's got one of the most beat-up jerseys out of any of these kids. It's crazy. I sit next to him in school, and it's like he's wearing his jersey, and I'm like, how do you get this thing so dirty? And he's like, I play hard. and he does it in like
answer.
That really deep voice, too. I call him General Carlos. Some of that's because he's Italian.
Yeah, I was going to say, where did that originate from?
But he also likes to play Clash of Clans a lot and coach the Francis class. Calling you out, Carl. Ricciardi.
Whoa.
Oh, slammed to the ground. There's Jacoby Wilson. I had said earlier that this was a guy we had to watch for tonight, and he just goes up and slams Randazzo to the Frankie to the ground. Oh man.
Oh yeah, Don's having a great offensive game so far. You know, converting their first downs on all their carries, and you know their pass game has been done pretty well. Like I saw in the first quarter, there were like 2 people that are just wide open in the end, and you know one was a touchdown, the other was an incomplete pass.
Considering like the first half is a little stingent on offense, like they struggled a little bit, but they seem like they found their groove. And look at that, nice pass and coverage to Nate Garnhart, who says I can play wide receiver too. Yeah, that nice touchdown catch in the end zone. And he really hasn't played a lot of wide out this year, and the black sleeve man getting some time in there. That's how you know it's Nate Garnhart. He's kind of like Matt Judon to the Patriots, wearing those bright red sleeves. I don't think there's any other guy on this team that's wearing the black sleeves except Nate Garnhart. So I think that should be an automatic giveaway. Oh, that's actually a lie. It's Mike Bird is. I'd love to see Mike Bird get into the game. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Short gain. Let's see if I got a update from. Nope, doesn't look like I got one. Dion's still enjoying the missing producers. Must admit, it is kind of fun. Don't you want to do a little missing producers work, Caden?
Preferably not. I mean,
I was actually thinking about producing for a couple minutes. Oh, out of the hands of Durkin. DJ Durkin not able to hold on to that one.
Saw that
in out of the hands.
Too. Saw that earlier. Just wide open.
He had a nice catch though earlier.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was the same person. To be honest, it's hard to see the numbers from the band section, but.
It was a slip out of the hand. That's been the rough thing for Durkin this season. There's been some times where there's been catches that probably should have made and they're not coming through. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's probably something that he's really going to focus on a lot this offseason is those catches in the flat where there's really nobody around him, but he's missing them. And those really is not what you want. And there's the flag.
I was going to say.
So Frankie Ricciardi is going to get pass interference on him.
Looked like there was some contact
there. Jamari Winters that's going to get caught for it. Now, there should have been a PI call for Leo that should have gone their way that never got thrown. So the Dons are going to get this ball moved up. So instead of potentially 4th down, this is going to be 1st down at the 5-yard line. So it looks like they're only going half the distance to the goal for this. Typically it's 15 yards, but they're going to go half the distance, it looks like. And it's actually not going to be a 1st down. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
3rd down for Notre Dame.
So let's see what the Dons can do here. Is still trying to figure out the producers.
Randazzo. Not going to have enough. Oh, we got a producer now. I was just helping him.
All right. Wasn't sure what was going on over there.
No gain on that play, so it'll be 4th down and 4. And a long drive here for the Dons. This is chewed up the entire quarter so far.
Like the kicking team.
Possession has yet to change hands, and yeah, it looks like Shinnick is coming on. So this is going to be, let's see where they set up. Can't really tell. So it looks like this is going to be about a 21-yarder for Shinnick, which is about field goal. Or, I'm sorry, about extra point range, and that one is good. So 24-0 Dons lead with a 21-yard field goal for the Dons.
Yeah, so we just got to make sure they keep up the defense now. Keep playing great because, I mean, they've been playing great so far. So make sure they keep that up.
They have played good. There's that one interception by Jack Doherty, but he wound up coughing it up. The interception does count, though, so he's got that
in the record books.
In the record books, yes. And the front sevens played really well. And Nate Garnhart, too. He's shown up today. Really, the last 2 games, he's had some fantastic plays in coverage. He's had now a touchdown catch tonight. He is listed as a wide receiver, but he really hasn't seen much time on the offensive side of the ball this year. So, must admit, it's awesome. And it looks like we got an update from St. Lawrence. The Vikings defeated Marion Central as that one goes through.
Out.
Ball is out, still going,
out.
and the Dons recovered it. Not sure who it was that got it, but landed right into his lap. It was Garnhart. You got to be kidding me.
Seen a couple of
Garnhart,
those today,
you are crazy. Oh, my goodness.
Bounced out of like 3 players' hands.
Can we call him player of the game already? Man. And A.J. Shinnick, what kind of substance did you put on that ball? Did you, like, dunk it in butter or something? So, this Leo defense is going to be on the field for pretty much the entire third quarter. And they have the ball at the 33-yard line. So, yes, St. Lawrence is moving on to the second round. They may actually get pushed right into the final round if the – we'll get to that in a second. Ricciardi with a pass downfield and knocked away. Nice defensive play by Kevin Jackson in coverage, who's looking for Gallagher. Second down.
Yeah, that was great. He read it perfectly where it was going, just knocked it out.
So St. Lawrence will play in the second round. They may be playing. We don't know. They're supposed to be a team from state playoffs. If they lose this weekend, they could slide in and take that number 3 seed. The game will be played at St. Lawrence, though. So we'll see what happens in that respect. Not sure of the Carmel De La Salle game yet. This is all coming from Dion Martirano, by the way. Thank you, Dion, for doing our dirty work for us. Short game there, 2 yards for Randazzo. So we got one final. The Vikings are moving on. As of right now, the Dons have a good lead here in this game. And then don't know about Carmel yet. And that final score from Burbank was 23-12 for the Vikings. So, close game.
Yeah. Seems like they're all going to be close games in this tournament, considering, all about the same skill level, same record.
Yeah, I'd say so. I got to admit, though, I'm excited for upcoming games. There's a chance that the Dons could play rivalry games going forward. I think that a Carmel Notre Dame game next round would be very interesting. They're kind of rivalry schools. I mean, they're not what you think of when you think of ESCC rivalries, but somewhat close in proximity. 4th and 5 here. I think a St. Lawrence and Notre Dame rematch in the final round would be pretty interesting, though. Ricciardi's going to run with it, trying to get to the sideline. He's got that first down. So Enzo using the wheels. He'll get out, and it's a first down for the Dons. So what are you thinking? You got Carmel or De La Salle?
It's a tough question. I got Carmel.
You got Carmel?
Yeah, I do have Carmel. I don't know. I just feel like they're better overall. They've had a pretty good season. Not horrible, but kind of, not
they were okay.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel
it's like ND. Flag is on the play. Pass is caught. That's Joe Delia. And he'll get 3, but we got the flag down, so we'll see what that's all about. And it looks like it's against the Dons. So that's really not been something that the Dons have had tonight with penalties. Haven't had a lot of penalty trouble.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many calls on the Dons.
Yeah, so they get him for an illegal shift. That's 5 yards. So we got 1st and 15 coming up. Clock, it was still running, though. It should have stopped, but they let it keep running. Lions looked like they had a little movement. Frankie with a burst of speed, and he's going to get those penalty yards back and more. It looks like a gain of 8 for Frankie.
Just under 50 seconds left in the quarter.
And did we get a timeout?
Uh-oh, no.
There's some conversation going on.
It looks like two players on Leo are arguing with each other. I can't really tell. I saw them pushing each other around. I really don't know.
I don't either. Something's going on over there on that Leo sideline. So there's a penalty on the Lions. Interesting. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that was.
There was one guy had his helmet off as if he was like storming off the field. I don't really know what happened.
I saw right before everyone started getting off the field, two players on Leo were kind of like shoving each other. It almost looked like they were fighting with each other, or it could have been against ND and they just broke it up in time. I don't really know. Yeah, it was weird.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line for the Dons. Looking to push one more in. There goes Colin, and he is in. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Colin Randazzo says, move over. The Rockets coming through. It's 30-0. That was a great run there by Colin, 8 yards. Pushes through. And, Colin's had a great game here tonight. A lot of great runs. 2 touchdowns now for Dazzo. And Dons look like they're well on their way.
I like that nickname.
Dazzo?
Dazzo, yeah.
I'm not the only one that calls him that.
I've never heard that.
Really?
I've never heard that,
Dazzo? Yeah. Okay. Well, Dazzo puts in the 4th Dons touchdown. Shinnick puts it through. So it's 31-0. They've had a great game, and the Dons look like they're well on their way to the next round of the Prep Bowl playoffs. We'll meet the winner of Carmel and De La Salle. Don't have a score update yet. We don't know what's going on in that game. So we'll see what's going on there if we can figure it out. It'd be nice if, people were talking about it. But Ray and Sample back. Yeah, it doesn't look like we got any updates yet. So we'll just see what happens. Caught by Jackson. Little stutter step.
Whoa.
And he goes back the other way. And Kevin Jackson off to the races. Finally brought down at the Notre Dame 41, and now a flag is down.
Jackson brings it out for Leo. There's a flag on the play.
Okay, well that maybe another unsportsmanlike conduct call?
Not sure, yeah. That
possibly.
Didn't seem like there was anything. But I don't know what happens in that big group of people, so something could just went on back there. Let's see what they're discussing right now. 13 seconds left here to play.
Yeah, still no updates for The other game we're keeping our eyes on. If we find anything, we'll let you know. So that flag is down, and it's still on the field. They haven't picked it up. Now they're picking it up, so still more discussion. Man, are the Lions going to be subject to another crazy ref crew? So it is against the Lions.
I was going to say, it looked like a personal foul.
All right. So moving back 15.
Not even sure what that was.
I wasn't either. So I'll move him back to the Leo 45. 13 seconds left. And I was going to say something, and I forgot what I was going to say. Oops. Man.
Other game in the Prep Bowl.
Oh, yes. We'll see what happens in that game. If we get updates, we'll share them. But sounds like they're being very secretive about it. But nonetheless, this is the first time, though, that Leo has taken the field on offense this entire half. 11 minutes and 47 seconds on defense or special teams for the Lions. It's a shovel pass off. And Rayshawn Davidson there. That's going to drain it. And that's going to take us into the fourth quarter. Thank you, Caden, for joining us as always.
Great to be back.
I'll send you back down to the band.
All right.
We'll be back in just a minute. We are back, and now we welcome back Mr. Dobeck to the game.
Long time no here.
Yep. Aiden, can you supervise? Thank you. So, Leo's on offense for just the second play of the second half, or their second possession. English is hard. No gain there. That was just their second offensive play of the half. There we go. I couldn't get the words out. That was weird.
It's all right. It happens.
So if the Dons, though, they get 4 more points, it is a running clock, as it is 31-0. And then the 35-point rule would go into effect.
I have a feeling that they'll get there.
Possibly.
We'll see.
I thought it was 42, but I guess they've put it down to 35. Pass is completed to Austin Ford. And look at Austin Ford go. Going down the sideline and is pushed out of the 20. Great catch and run by Ford.
Pass complete to number 88, Austin Ford. The result of the play, first down for Leo.
Who's the quarterback? Darren Lee. So we found out the identity. Darren Lee. I actually didn't know. I had to ask for that. Oh, he's a freshman, as we've been told. I wish I had known that earlier, and I wouldn't be calling him by
His number, but his name.
Well, yeah, I don't want to call him by his number if I don't have to. But he wasn't on the roster. I guess he was brought up from the freshman squad.
And that is down and incomplete.
And now we got a timeout? Oh, we got an injury.
Uh-oh.
Never mind. So we do have a injured Lion on the field.
Can't tell who it is at the moment.
Not yet. Try and mix the break ones up. Don't use the same one every time. Yeah, we have not yet. Oh, no, that's Kevin Jackson. Oh! There's fighting going on for the Lions. Oh, my goodness.
I didn't even see that.
There was punches thrown. Oh, my. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my goodness.
This is almost as good as that one time at the homecoming game with Viner when someone ran out on the field.
Oh, my.
Wonder what that was all about.
So, as an injured player is being assisted off the field, a fight breaks out on the Leo sideline. Considering this is not a very long roster, getting guys hurt throwing punches is not something you want to have happen.
Especially considering you just had an injured player go
Oh,
out.
and now limping off the field, you had a guy that left because he broke his collarbone now at the hospital.
Oh.
That's what happened.
That's what happened? Wow.
So they end up calling time out on the Lions. So they're the officials charge the Lions with a timeout after all of that escalated on the sideline.
I wonder what would have instigated that.
It looks like there's just been hot heads there the entire time for the Lions. I mean, a rough season for them, and now they're getting beat up by the score that they are now. I mean, there's probably some high tensions over there. And, oh, man. So it looks like a player's being escorted away. And not a good situation there for Leo. Oh, man. That's
I honestly don't have a whole lot to say.
I don't either. Jeer's doing stunts right now, and I'm like, this is not the time for that. There's just a fight that broke out on the other side. That was
This is football, not boxing.
well, not even that. It's like
You expect
respect
fights
your
in,
teammates. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Why would you do that?
You expect fights in hockey, but not in football.
I mean, seriously, that's just not cool. Well, after all that, we're back to action. It's 2nd and 10 for the Lions. Darren Lee in at quarterback, and Rayshawn Davidson is going to be next to him. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Austin Ford didn't really know where to go. Lee with the step back. Pass.
Incomplete.
Looked like it got hit there by Keenan. It was intended for Sample. So now 3rd down. So we'll have to keep watching that Leo sideline after all that broke out. Definitely not something you want to see.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, that's not even like a penalty because it was on your own team. So you can't really call that if you're an official. So
But even though we can't call it as a penalty, it was still unsportsmanlike conduct.
that just shouldn't be happening regardless. Movement there by the Lions, and now they call it. So there was lineman, it looked like by Ford, or it was the right guard, Jacoby Wilson, that moved. So they get some movement, and now they got 3rd and 15. So I look over there at that Lions bench, and there's
few people.
It's not big. I mean, there's maybe 15 guys over there. You can't have fights breaking out on the side. I had said that there was maybe 40, but I don't even think that's right. I might have to start counting. There's
15, like 10 to 15 on the side?
Yeah, it's a small bench. And I saw that they came in 3 minibuses They didn't bring school buses or like coach buses. They came in mini buses. That pass underthrown. It was almost intercepted by Mike Pantazis. Not pleased about that. And it looks like there's, I mean, if you're the Lions right now, you don't want to end this game scoreless. You got to go for it on 4th down. Try and get something good out of this if you're Leo. After all that's happened today, it's going to be a long bus ride home. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. That's not going to be a fun bus ride back to the south side. We also had and now we get another flag in.
What's with all these flags? Come on.
A lot of movement. We also had some public league action that does feed into this tournament. Over there, we had.
How was the LaSalle game and First Carmel?
Still not sure. So over there, we had Whitney Young and Simeon were playing this afternoon at Gately Stadium. I'm actually going to check and look to see what's up with that. Lane Tech and Taft will be playing their second game of the season against each other tomorrow afternoon. And that one, Keenan probably could have picked that one off, but he just kind of let it go. And wisely did that, as it would have given them bad field position. So Downs will get it at the 30. Phillips, Morgan Park, and Kenwood all have byes. So I am going to take a look and see if I can find anything for you on that, on Whitney Young and Simeon. Oh, here we go. So the Dolphins fell to Simeon today, 36-16 at Gately Stadium. So Simeon will be moving on. We will Joe Delia carrying that one up. Taft and Lane Tech tomorrow.
That's going to be an interesting one.
It was a fun game. The first time they played at Lane Tech. I actually went to that game. It was an incredible atmosphere there. I mean, Taft Lane Tech is like one of the greatest atmospheres you're ever going to get in sports. I mean, Notre Dame St. Patrick is awesome.
Yeah. Notre Dame Vider is also pretty good.
Notre Dame Viders, I'm excited for that basketball game this year. And even the football game was really good this year. I mean,
are we playing, now that you got me on the topic of Pats, are we playing them in basketball this year?
We are. December 17th is when that game is going to be. It's actually scheduled to be the first home game for basketball this year.
That should be.
The current schedule right now is pretty light when it comes to home games. As of right now, they've only got 5, which is.
That does seem light.
Compared to 13 last year. But
I know last year was a lot.
Well, they did it last year because they could offer this. Well, because they could offer the space, and a lot of schools don't have the biggest gyms. Not to mention that the Dons were ranked number 1 preseason. This year, they're actually coming in unranked. There's a lot of uncertainty with the program, but there's a lot of promise. You have four transfers coming in. You have a top 30 prospect in Bryce Coleman that comes in this year.
But we do lose Louis Lesman.
We do lose Louis Lesman, graduated at Harvard. Troy D'Amico's at Southern Illinois. Anthony Sales is at Lewis University this year. Rumor Mill is thinking he's probably going to stay there for the year, try and go D1 next year. Bryce Coleman is going to look to make a huge impact on this after a good year at St. Rita last year, played St. Joe's his freshman year. Looks like that was Delia getting taken down there. So
and for basketball,
with forward progress, it's a loss of 1.
Lost 1. Back on the basketball, also, not to mention graduated 2 years ago, Jason Bergstrom.
Jason Bergstrom doing well at Illinois Springfield. Jake DeFranza is at St. Ed's now. Doing good things for that men's basketball program. But they got a lot of promise this year, but there's a lot of uncertainty because you're only returning. You're technically what the heck?
I saw him standing.
Whoa. Joe Murphy just fell on his back.
That was interesting. I just saw him standing up, then I saw him fall, and now he's back up.
So Joe Murphy just fell on his back there. So Nick Bakulis is going to come in at guard. That was weird. So Murphy's got to come out for at least one play. I don't know what happened. I see legs just sticking up in the air. That was really weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Me neither.
That was interesting. And looks like we got some movement. So flag is down. So they're going to move back, so it's a false start against the Dons. So now it's going to be 3rd and 17 for Notre Dame. Careless penalties here. I mean, granted, it's a 31-point game, but I still don't want these penalties.
That's just, even though, like you said, it's been a good game, you just don't want that on your conscience.
Right.
Go home to the dinner table. Oh, well, what was that unnecessary penalty for?
That's exactly what it is. So, I don't know what happened with Joe Murphy. He's standing on the sideline. He's still got his helmet on. And look at Joe Delia go. Joe Delia. Pushed down with a gain of 10 and a flag.
Joe Delia on the carry.
Flag gets thrown. And that's going to push them back more. So because it was so I think that's going to push them back 10 more, or they're going to put it at the end of the run. So that actually moves them up 2 yards. So they ended up adding it or subtracting it from the play, so it ends up just being a net of 2 yards for the Dons. So it's 3rd and 15 now for Notre Dame. Still a nice run there by Joe Delia.
Oh, it was for sure.
They're going to give it to him again, looking for a little more. Couldn't get him at the line, but he ends up getting
about 5
back to
yards.
back to the original line of scrimmage. 4th down, and punt group's going to head on out with Dylan, Des, and Fontes. Des and Fontes. I've been saying it wrong all season. I've been saying Des and Fontes, but I haven't been corrected, so what's the difference?
Well, no, you were just corrected. But
I corrected myself.
you mean Mr. Marisi corrected you by pronouncing it that way?
He's corrected me inadvertently. Nice spin move.
Sean Davidson brings it out for Leo, taken down by number 85, Kevin Durbin, and number 56, Riley Barker.
I have to say, overall, it's been a great night for football, to say the least.
Oh, yes.
Student section is small but mighty.
Yeah, I mean, I got to admit, I thought of a better turnout, but they have been effective tonight, that's for sure. Well, if you want an update for state playoffs, Batavia is number 1. Batavia trailing Mount Carmel right now, 14-10 in the 4th quarter. Pass.
Oh.
Does he got that? Are they ruling that a catch? Oh, they're ruling that incomplete. Oh. I thought that was a catch, but that might have hit the ground, and then Ford scooped it up. Ooh, that would have been a nice catch, though.
That would have.
That was Mitch Maybacher.
Mitch Maybacher. I've not heard that name.
Yeah, the sideline killers are getting in. Got Mitch in. I see, I believe that's Owen Keeney that's in now. I saw Eamon Murphy. Daniel Betts is in. Let's see. Who else can I find?
Have not seen Will Meyer in.
Will Meyer's been in on special teams a couple of times. That pass, almost intercepted there by Joe Kinch. Micah Cralius is also out there. Mike Bowen is out there. I believe that is Mark Olszewski. Mark Olszewski has made a sighting. Oh, we love Mark. Also got, let's see. Looks like Jerry Spanos is out there as well. James Keenan has stayed out. And Andrew Malish also out there as well for the Dons.
Have not seen Jerry out there a whole lot.
Jerry hasn't played that much this year. He's actually been hurt for most of the season.
No, I'm aware of that. It's good to see him back out there.
Yeah, that's great. Get to see the sideline killers. And Kevin Sheehy's in as well. Kevin Sheehy was last year was a big part of that running game along with Eamon Murphy. But Sheehy just going as a defensive back this year.
I do see.
And Eamon Murphy's going as a linebacker this year. They both were huge parts of the JV team's running game last year. But reclassifying themselves as defensive players now. Lee looking to pass. And one-handed catch. Sure is. Never mind. It looks like they were signaling for a catch. It was a little hard to see it from our angle. It looked like he got it in. But winds up being incomplete. And now we'll see which of the sideline killers gets in.
You know who I'd love
on
to
the
see
offense.
Going?
Who?
Mike Hennigan. I would love to see
Mike,
him in.
yes. Mike actually got in the DePaul game. He was in for a snap, which was great. Let's see. Who do we got? We got Aiden McKenna's in. Nick Forrestal is in. Jake Georgioulis getting himself in. Enzo's still in at quarterback. Let's see. Callum Christie is in. And that's a handoff. And let's see, who is that? That was Aiden McKenna. Kyle Lozick is also in. We got Tim Stevens has entered. Running off, though, right now is Daniel Burke. Let's see, who else? Mitch Maybach, or no, that's not Mitch. Ryan Axiom is out there. Let's see. Trying to scout some more names. Jake is still in. Let's see.
Forrestal?
Forrestal's in, yes. He is number 82. There's a handoff. Pushing his way forward. Daniel Breen is in. Let's see.
I believe I see Ryan Losick.
Bakulis is still in. Now coming back in is just entering is John Heffernan. A lot of names that we haven't really said a lot this year.
I agree with you.
It's taking me a minute to figure out who all these guys are. Usually you see them without their helmets on. It's taking me a minute. And it's weird not seeing Joe Giamatti out there at center. It is Callum Christie taking the snaps at center. Might have been a holding call there from Christie. I noticed that he was grabbing onto Jacoby Wilson. And McKenna running it through for a first down. And A.J. Shinnick is coming in as a wide receiver. And take a look who's in, folks. Michael Hennigan has entered at wide receiver.
Man, I have not seen Mike play this year. You saw him that one time at the ball game.
Yeah, he got a snap in a wide receiver, and DePaul, the ref helping him out with placement. Jack Tate is also in at wide receiver. It's a handoff, and a flag flies in. That was McKenna. So clock will stop.
With 3 minutes
and
to
I
go
hope they keep it. Oh, I want to see Mike stay in for a whole series. This is awesome. Mike getting to play in front of his home crowd. You see him right on the bottom of your screen right there. He's in the long green sleeves. Sean Kelly will check in for McKenna. Seen Sean get a couple of starting reps this year. He's kind of been all over the place.
He has.
This penalty is going to go against the Lions. And it looks like it's going to, almost at 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 12. I would love to see one of these bench guys get in and score a touchdown. That'd be awesome.
Oh.
Snap is botched. Flag is down. So for now, it's a loss of about 9. Well, that's exactly what happens. And sideline giving Mike some love. That's what happens when you don't practice this much with the second team offense. Tate will head off. Nyshawn Madden will head in. As things like that happen, you know, Callum Christie's not the starting center, and he's feeding the starting quarterback. It's not something you see every day.
It's one of those things that, like, you
it
should
probably
practice.
happens at practice. I mean, I've never gone to a practice, nor do I want to, because they take 3 hours. I mean, they do practice their hearts out.
They do.
But
I wouldn't want to go because I would just get plowed right over in 2 minutes.
It looks like it's offsetting penalties, so the loss is going to stay. So it'll be 2nd and 19 coming up for the Dons with 2:46 to play here in the game. And Dons are going to be moving on to the next round of the Prep Bowl playoffs. They will be hosting either Carmel or De La Salle next weekend. Date and time still yet to be determined.
But probably around.
And there's movement. And that's going to be neutral zone infraction on the Lions. So more penalties against Leo. And
that's going to be
they just can't have that.
It's going to be a long bus ride home, like you said a few minutes
Yeah,
ago.
I mean, my goodness. So Dion's checking back in. Friend and St. Viator both lost in girls volleyball, as Kelly will take that one out. We'll push and shove it on the sideline there. Nice job by Kelly. Friend and St. Viator both lost in their super sectionals for volleyball.
Oh,
I actually got to go.
volleyball?
I got to go see a Viator volleyball game this fall, and my God, that is one good team.
You know, I've got a few friends actually on that team.
They are awesome. Friend Soccer actually beat Morton today. Not Class 2A Morton, Class 3A Morton, to advance to the finals tomorrow. And Dion's actually watching NASCAR right now as well. Ben Rose winning the title. Chandler Smith winning the race. Another flag.
Look like false start maybe?
Yeah, another neutral zone infraction. Wow. I think the Mount Carmel just pulled off a victory over Batavia. Oh, maybe. Did they just pull? They might have pulled it off. I'm going to check now because.
Try and confirm that.
Yeah.
Minute
so
45.
they just had an untimed play, the final play of the game. So, let's see. So Whitney Young did lose today. So to Simeon. So Simeon will advance in the city playoffs. I think Batavia might have pulled it off. Oh, Carmel did it. Carmel beat Batavia with the upset. Oh, my. A battle of superpowers in the second round at Barta Dowling Stadium. Apparently, it was a really good game. So they had one untimed play with a pass interference from Batavia on the last play of the game. So it wound up being they wound up getting a touchdown. And Mount Carmel is going to move on to the next round. Wow.
Minute 17 left here to go in the game.
There's a little bit of discussion going on amongst the officials right now. So ball's it's gonna be 4th down, and looks like they're gonna go for it. Why not? Michael Hennigan's back out there. I would love to see him get the ball.
I would too.
That'd be awesome. Instead, it's going to be a handoff to McKenna. He will be brought down. The Leo fans go wild. They're happy about that. It's been a rough night for them, so they get something good out of it, which is always good to see. And the sideline killer defense will come in for the Dons as final minute 12 will tick off the clock for the Lions.
Mike Hennigan now off the field, but it was great to see him out there.
Yeah, I was really happy to see him get in. He hasn't gotten to play a lot this year. I mean, considering his skill set, I mean, sometimes I feel like, you know, these kind of situations, I would love to see him get a touch. I don't think he's now another flag. What's this on? Now we got a player walking off the field. What is this for? Is this unsportsmanlike conduct? What the heck? So, is that what it is? Is a player just player for the Lions just walked right off? Okay, so now we're gonna get a timeout for the Lions. Okay, cool. So that happened. Wait. Pull that one up. Yeah, turn that on. This on, quarter on, half off. Okay, use that. What are you doing?
Just asking you what's up with the Lions today. Play it on, please. No, yes, 2 overplayed. No, it is way too low. One time. They're back and forth down there.
Just like before the end of the game.
Yeah.
I don't care when you do it.
Just once for me.
Oh, hey, Sam.
For you?
Yeah, we'll do it. We usually do it like.
Get out of here. Get back to the student section.
After the meet up there, we'll play for you.
Okay.
Want to do that?
Perfect. Yeah. Play it before the end of the game. That's all I have. Cool.
All right.
We just got a request to play Pump It Up. I think we'll have to do it. I'll play it after the game is over. This is the first time. Hey, Daniel Betts. Hey, that's my locker neighbor. My locker neighbor. They haven't requested Pump It Up this entire season, which is.
Matt O'Connor did during the Viter.
No, he didn't. He wanted it to stop being played.
No, he did.
You overplayed it.
I wasn't on DJ. I was on the air with you. How can I have been overplaying it?
We left it by you.
He wanted Pump It Up at first, and then after
We'll play it. Well, I think I'm gonna play it at once clock hits 0.
29.9 seconds left.
So this is a little adult related, but we'll say it anyway because it's hilarious. So Dion just sent me a text. Thank God I didn't have a drinking game every time you said penalty flag in the game. Wouldn't be good for everyone. Oh my God.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's hilarious. Oh.
We need to start having a flag counter.
That's hysterical. Oh my God. I think that's gonna do it.
I think that will.
Yep. Maybe one more play as the clock winds down. 6 seconds. They're going to try and get one more. It's going to be a run. And that'll do it. The Dons defeat the Leo Lions in the first round. of the Prep Bowl playoffs. They will be advancing to play either Carmel or De La Salle next week here at Legends Field.
What a great game this was.
It was a great game. The offense showed up. You haven't seen it a lot this year, but it was great that we got to see a lot of offense tonight for the Dons.
Some great kicks from A.J. Shinnick.
Yeah, A.J. Shinnick played really well.
Getting to see some sideline players out there, too.
And Colin Randazzo with a great game as well. So we will see you all next week. We don't know when. We don't know what time. We don't know anything yet. All we know is that there will be another home game for the Notre Dame Dons here at Legends Field next weekend. For our entire crew, for our public address announcers, for our security, for Andrew Dobick, for Jack Dennis, because he won't be quiet. For our entire crew, Stanley Burke signing off. Have a great night. Go Dons.